Where was the list? Ah, there. Yeah, what about Alice, Luna, and the old woman? Yeah. So because Luna was dead, Dio and Fire were safely able to betray and know they would get 9 points, both of them. Yep. I get it now. Suddenly full of energy, Tenmyuji leapt up and took off for one of the warehouse's exits. That left only myself, Clover, and Kay. We stared at the number 9 door in silence. It would never open again. What else could we do but stare? And that's an ending. Game over once again. Now we're starting to get the endings done. Jump over to the next one.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
We'll find out in a second who we were against Tenmyuji. Okay, cool. No one's on 9 points. Dio would have killed both of them if they went ally. That's if, depending on Luna's situation in this line. But at least he would have killed Fire at the very least. Which just proves once again Dio has no problem with murder. At least everyone else went ally.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Looks like you managed to trust me.
Well, it seems like I made the right choice.
Only did what I said I would.
You really helped me out. Thanks.
I could say the same thing. No need for thanks.
The corner of his mouth twitched into a grin. I felt myself smile a little in response. Clover, on the other hand, looked less than pleased.
That was a bad choice, Sigma. And after I told you I'd listen to anything you said.
Oh, this timeline. When we were in the room, waiting to vote, she talked to us in a very seductive voice, trying to convince us to betray Tenmyuji. So when we could open the door, she could go straight over to the number 9 door and open it. Yes, very much so. I done the betray option first, which is what she wanted. And yeah.
Oh well, whatever.
She sighed heavily, shot me one last annoyed look, and stalked off. It was very uncomfortable, wasn't it, Gabby? Across the room, Dio and Fire were already confronting one another over their own results.
You tried to kill me and Luna.
Yep. Okay, Luna is alive in this line.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Yep. Not surprised, but it shows he's a straight-out murderer.
Oh, don't give me that. You know exactly what I was doing. I knew you weren't stupid enough to pick Ally. You'd defend yourself with betray, just like I would.
They had no choice. But you could have gone ally.
Wait, where's Luna?
In the infirmary, looking after Quark.
Is that where
Okay.
Alice went too?
Quark's asleep this time.
Alice? No, she went to one of the AB rooms with Kay.
Thanks for the follow there. Is it TCC?
Yes, we did indeed enter together. When the doors opened, however, she left, somewhat unsteadily, in the direction of the cyan door.
She left the warehouse?
Indeed.
Without even checking the results?
Correct. There was little reason to check them.
Yeah, it's not like Quark was gonna betray you.
Indeed.
And you two still choose ally. Man, what a pair of bleeding hearts.
No, they were against the kid.
If you say so.
It's the right thing to do.
Being mocked for my compassion is a small price to pay for retaining my humanity.
Where did Alice run off to?
While we were in the AB room, she mentioned being quite tired. Perhaps she went to one of the cabins to rest.
I just realized I have reached past 200 followers today. Thanks to everyone who has followed today. It is very much appreciated. And 200 is quite a spot to pass for a lot of people. So very much appreciated that to everyone that is following. I haven't got anything planned for 200 followers at the moment. I do have a spot in my Discord if anyone wants to make a suggestion of what I can do. In my channel, what's the channel name again? In the suggestions channel, I've put the question out for what I can do to celebrate 200 followers.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense.
An ominous rumble filled the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates.
Does this mean I'll be doing a... Oh, I didn't mean to click there. Does that mean that one's also going to extend? Because no one's escaping here, therefore there's no reason for the game to end here.
There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
Well, there is always that too, Spud, but I don't see any reason why we would die. We can open the gates as many times as we want.
That means the star keys can be used to play the AB game any number of times.
Yes.
If I understood that announcement correctly, that is.
Yep. Can be used to play the AB game as any number of times, but I'm assuming there's still the time limit between the gates opening. Well, that is possible too, Gammy. Who knows yet? We'll find out soon, won't we?
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Well, I'm kind of hoping very shortly anyway. Because was it... Yeah, the first block here took like an hour or hour and a half or so to get past the one block. So who knows how long it's going to take here. Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colours and groups are like this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. looks like all colours are weird. Clover's a cyan pair, Fire's a magenta pair, but Tenmyuji's a yellow pair?
The three solos are red, green, and blue. K's red, Dio's green, and you're blue.
Then how are we supposed to group up for the chromatic doors? Because they're white. I think they're gonna be white this time.
Ah, yes. Dio told me about them. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're white, all of them. I had a good look while I was waiting for Sigma to show up down in the warehouse.
You should have seen them too, Fire.
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the doors in the Floor B warehouse, right?
Yes. Yeah, so lay it on us. How are the groups going to shake up this time? Fire nodded and began to explain. Option A. Tenmyuji, yellow, and me, blue, would form one group. I'm a solo. Tenmyuji and someone else. We don't know who the other yellow pair is. Fire, magenta, and Dio green would form another group. Who's paired with Fire, we don't know. Clover, cyan, and K red would form the third. And we don't know who's paired with Clover.
Huh? Wait, you mean there's only one option?
Yeah. There's no other way we can group up to make white. Alice, Luna, and Quark aren't here to show us their bracelets, so we don't know for sure what their colors are. But it's pretty clear they'll all be pairs, since none of the pairs here have a partner.
Yep. So there'll be yellow, magenta, and cyan, right?
Right.
Alright, what now? We've got plenty of time until those white doors open.
Yeah, about an hour it looks like.
I'm gonna go find Alice.
Of course. I'll come with you then.
Clover gave her a shrug, and the two of them headed out through the cyan door.
Do I really need to say it?
The infirmary, right? You're going to check on Quark.
Yeah.
He gave me a nod and trotted out through the yellow door. That left only three of us. Kay, Dio, and myself. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You wanna tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
Ah, right, of course. My bad. Well, I'm out.
With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off toward the magenta door. It took me a moment to realize Kay was following him.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, you must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay. You
Okay.
don't have to tell me your life story. See ya.
Their conversation ended as they reached the door and stepped through it. Alright, what should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
That's right, this one we found the announcement here. The recording. Of course. I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyuji. The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off at a dead run down the hallway and toward the infirmary. We found a memory card that had a recording from New Year's Eve 2028 about the eclipse. I think, was it the same recording that was from an isolated Mars base on Earth, a simulation base, and that the people at that base were more than half dead, and one of them said, "It's my fault, 6 billion people have died, or will die," or something like that. Huh? There's nobody here. The room was completely empty. I edged forward and peeked around the partition. There he was, Tenmyuji. He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture. I must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
But all of the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it? In the long timeline, in this timeline, before Gammy raided me, we found out that Tenmyuji didn't get kidnapped to come here. He bargained, he made a agreement with Zero Senior. I don't know if he knows who Zero Senior is, but he made an agreement with Zero Senior to bring Quark here, and for him and Quark to participate in this game. So we don't know how long they've been here. We don't know when they arrived here. But we do know he came voluntarily and brought Quark with him.
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be.
Don't play games, Tenmyuji.
Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something, alright. You remember so much, you told me it'd take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Huh?
Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it.
I do want to know.
I wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut.
No, I want to know.
Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you? You sure you want that?
Hey, come on. You don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Before I could, fire exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Alice is... Look, just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
Have they caught her before she killed herself or after? Without waiting for a response, Fire spun around and ran back out of the room. Tenmyuji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took off after her. Yeah, after. This time it looks like it is the scalpel again, though. Alice. The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. It felt as if I'd walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No. Why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to buckle, and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down, calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. No. Her bracelet's off, which means her heart has stopped. Then at last I pressed my fingers to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. No. No, it's not true. Why? Then I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw that there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest, and my stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fists, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the Nonary Games participants, except, of course, for Quark. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at each one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. An unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this?
I don't see this being different to any other timeline where Alice caught Radical 6, which caused her to commit suicide herself, stabbing herself through the heart.
Say something! Answer me!
Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed.
Then what happened? An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
Dio is a murderer, but he didn't kill Alice.
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened!
She caught the virus. Yeah, it's a suicide.
If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover.
She wasn't in her right mind. She couldn't think. She didn't think to tell you.
Don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves!
No, they don't.
Oh, I see. I see. I get it now.
I don't think you do.
You're all in on it,
No.
aren't you?
No.
It wasn't just one killer. It was 6! No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend,
In 10 seconds?
or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards!
Calm down, Clover. You have no proof that any of them had anything to do with this. You're jumping to conclusions.
You're all going to die just like she did!
Just like you jumped to conclusions when you killed Luna, thinking that she killed Alice when she didn't. Hey, hold on a minute.
9, 8, 7,
Clover!
6, 5, 4,
Clover!
3, 2, 1.
I don't have the best memory, but I don't remember Clover killing Junpei. Doesn't mean it didn't happen though. Because I know Clover's the only one in this game from the last game as well. And Junpei was in the last one. I'm thinking, yep, question mark 1, which I can pass because I've done another path. So this one will extend. That's right, axe ending. Yes, she did, didn't she? She went a bit mad and killed everyone. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. Ah, because I done the ending that found this diary, which told us that it had been at least a year that since we'd been captured. Because this diary was written, was it 28th of December. It didn't say a year, but we also knew it couldn't have been written only 3 days after we were captured. Suddenly, Clover moved. I leapt forward and clamped my hand around her wrist.
What are you doing?
Clover, listen to me. Alice wasn't killed. Nobody murdered her. She took her own life.
What? No, there's no way she'd do that.
It's true. She stabbed herself in the heart with the scalpel.
All right, where'd she get the scalpel then?
Well,
I did hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
Was that before I showed up?
Yes. I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone. It could have been Alice.
so she could have taken the scalpel then.
Yes, I think so.
You're lying! This is all a lie! It has to be!
It's not. It's the truth.
Then why did she do it? Why would Alice kill herself?
She probably didn't have a reason.
What?
She'd been infected with Radical 6. That's what killed her.
But you just said she killed herself! Just tell me the truth!
I am.
Then prove it! Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago. So if you don't have any proof...
I do. I have proof. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Show it to me.
A journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Ah, well, Alice would have it then.
Fire, can you? I don't feel right touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Where would she be hiding a book with what she's wearing? Her hands barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped. Slowly and carefully she drew something out. There's the book. There it is. The journal. Fi turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head. You read it. It's in Latin. I can't make hands of tales or tales of it.